Hi, Joe Tilley, nbkayakfishing.ca, and I've been asked recently about how I rig up my kayaks, so especially about the anchor trolley. So I'm going to give a few ideas here. You can take what you like and what you don't like out of it. First one is the Predator MX, the kayak with the wide open front, the deck, so everything is out around it. Mainly what I'm using here are Railblaza products. Really like the quality of the Railblaza products. It's second to none. Company in New Zealand. You can basically lock it and unlock it with a little snap. When it's unlocked, it comes right out. Sit the way you want it. Lock it back again. It's not going to go anywhere. I use Railblaza rod holders here, as well as the cell phone mount. Up front, I've got mounted the Scotty bait board with a GoPro holder on it, and I've just got it tilted in a little bit. It's out of the way of my feet, but yet close enough that I can lay items on it to get them out of the way of the deck. I think that the bait board is a fantastic product by Scotty. On the back, I use the Railblaza Visipole. It comes with a flag on here and a light. You can actually extend this out quite a long ways and then twist it around. You can adjust the height of it. It's great for the over the shoulder shots, or if you want something out wide with the GoPro, you put basically it comes with the light, but you can put the GoPro fitting on there as well. Just fit it in and lock it. Coming around to the other side, I get asked about the anchor mount. What I really like about the Predators is the molded in handle. It allows me just to tie a rope around with a little pulley, and that works out for the anchor pulley. So the anchor trolley, it's very easy to slide it all the way back and forth. And again on the front, just right around the molded in handle, and there's the pulley. For my anchor, I just loop it around the Railblaza cleat. It actually has a cleat with a rod holder clip in it, which is really neat. None of the other manufacturers do that. When I come back, I use the YakAttack Sidewinder, an absolutely fantastic tool for anchors. And then the Grappler Anchor is my preferred anchor when I'm in low to no current. It's only 2.5 pounds. It works fantastic. For a heavier current, locally we have an area called Sturgeon Alley. Sometimes I go up as much as a 10-pound dumbbell there. And it's a sandy bottom, so the Grappler doesn't quite work there. But most cases it works fantastic. That's about it for the MX. Coming along to the Trident 13. Not as much on here. You don't really need it. The way I use the Trident 13, I basically use the Scotty triple mount. It's got a great spot here to hang hooks and whatnot, a couple of rod holders, and an extender to keep it up off my feet. Then in the back, the Black Pack by YakAttack fits fantastic. Then you can mount whatever you want on the gear tracks. It stores a ton of gear. You've got your 3 extra rod holders in addition to the built-in flush mounts. Obviously, you have your paddle clip. And then for the anchor trolley, it's a little bit different. Anchor trolley's over here, obviously. I don't go all the way to the front on the Trident 13. I only came as far as this built-in holder here. I just tied on a small loop with the rope with the pulley, but I used the other open slots and these little devices to keep the anchor trolley straight. And then in the back, and what you'll have to do with a lot of kayaks that don't have the molded in handles is I added an eyelet with rivets. So that gives me the back end of my anchor trolley. What you want to do is get it back as far to the rear as you can, so that when you put your anchor down, you're really facing forward with the current, especially when you're in a river. So now my anchor would be hooked in all the way there to the rear. Fairly straightforward. There's not a lot here in the front. If I want to mount a camera, I can do a GoPro here in the middle. I can mount a GoPro up over my shoulder off one of the gear tracks, and that's pretty much it. The next kayak is my son's fins. It's his Tetra 10. It's good for smaller adults as well. It holds up to 250 pounds. I'm that myself, so I wouldn't be able to use it. But again, just like with the Tetra 13 or Trident 13, I put in an eyelet there in the front. I put another eyelet there in the back for the anchor trolley. I only have a single rod holder for fin in the front. Really, that's all he needs. And I make sure that if we're going out anywhere near the evening, I have a safety light for him. This here is a Scotty safety light. In the back, a milk crate fits in nice, and you've got your two flush mount rod holders. Of course, your paddle clip. Finally, over here, the Predator 13. I don't have much gear on here right now because a lot of it is used on the other kayaks. One thing I do have is the cleat rod holder mount by Railblaza. And then I've got in the smaller of the components. All that sells is one component, except for the cleat, to hold your GoPro or your camera, what have you. Again, it turns around whichever way. You can adjust the height here. You can adjust it left and right up here. It's a fantastic rig. I use the YakAttack version of the gear tracks here. The reason being is for the ones up front is a Scotty gear track. If I'm trolling and I think I'm going to hit a big striper, I want to be positive that my rod holder is not going to come loose. And I've got the most security with the YakAttack product. It's a very high quality product. I've got just some variety. I've got a Railblaza holder back here. I've got another Scotty gear track in the back. The great thing with the gear tracks is that you can put products of any manufacturer on those. So you've got all the diversity in the world with those gear tracks. And that's about it. Hopefully there's a few clues and ideas, suggestions in here you can learn from. A few things you like, a few things you don't like. Let me know what you think. Cheers.